Welcome into the Abyss with your host, Shawn Gilmore. Open your mind, both of your ears, and all three of your eyes to discuss all things supernatural with weekly special guests. We believe that we all learn from each other and we all have a lot to learn. What will you learn today? Here is your host, Shawn Gilmore. Shawn, this shameless plug is going to have to wait. Ominous music like this is almost always bad news. If you need me, I'll be at www.voicedbythemoth.com doing voiceovers. And maybe some audio editing. Maybe... I'm out of here.
Welcome to Into the Abyss, guys. That I'm going to use that intro for a little bit. That my good friend did my voiceovers for my show, and I want to make sure he gets a shout out because I love his work. So check out Voiced by the Myth. No more crow going on, but we're now voiced by the moth. So, anyways, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Into the Abyss. I am your host, Shawn Gilmore, and we have an awesome guest, my good friend, Vanessa Hogle. How's it going, Vanessa?
It's first off, is it FCC regulations or can I be me?
I'd be you.
Oh, it's fucking phenomenal, dude.
All
it's
right.
Awesome. Okay. Just making sure. I'm just making sure I don't want anybody to get fined or anything like that. So
I don't know if Facebook and YouTube have FC. I've not been made aware.
We should be good. But when I do like a regular radio broadcast, I gotta tone it down.
Yeah.
That 5-second delay gets me every time.
Right, and I with Spreaker, I always choose the option for adult content or whatever, so we can swear. Because you never know what I'm going to say. I'm not good at filtering myself. I try to not to, but every once in a while, fucking shit just comes out sometimes, you know? It's just like...
Sometimes it's the only appropriate word.
That's 100% right.
So, yeah,
100%.
and in my life, I sprinkle it like parsley.
Right.
Sprinkle.
Yeah.
So,
well, the one reason why I've always respected you is because you keep it real, and your realness shines through. And
thank you.
No problem. It's just like I think that the paranormal community needs more of that, and that's a little bit of something. My co-host recently just stepped down, and she was real. She was, and that's one thing. So I gotta try and make up for some of that energy here.
That I was thinking of the show tonight on my way home from work. Y'all, sorry, but it's been a 12-hour day for me if you include the drive. So just be okay with this.
You look amazing. Be quiet.
Blush. I have on my jammy bottoms underneath this. So, but I was thinking on the way home about the show, and I don't know why. I started thinking about this, but I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about whatever. What if he asks me what scares me? Because people ask me that. You want to know what my answer is? It's so funny.
What's so
funny. Nothing in the paranormal scares me, with the exception of being a cliche.
Oh. Well, shit, I'm a cliche.
No, you're not.
I am, because I believe in para-unity. I want there to be a real thing.
That's not a cliche. I mean the whole psychic.
I got into the paranormal because I want to help people. That's kind of a cliche.
No, that's admirable. There's a difference.
Okay.
No, that's admirable. Well, there is a difference. No, I was thinking the whole like the psychic, the witch, I am Vanessa, I know shit type of thing. That's what I was thinking of. I mean, I don't fit the mold, and I like that. only way I want it.
I've never fit a mold. Molds are lame.
Yes, they are. They're confining.
They are, and it's like it's boring. Life. You don't want life to be boring. You don't want to. I tell my kids this actually. I'm like, you don't want to confine like you said, confine yourself to just one idea. Like my daughter, she loves anime. And we have our special times together, and all she wants to watch is anime. And sometimes I'm like, well, hey, let's watch this movie. She's like, no, I don't want to watch that. It's not anime. And I'm like, don't confine yourself. You're missing out. You're missing out on a good movie right now because all you want to do is watch your anime, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm like, don't limit yourself to just one thing. I'm like, that's the one thing you're going to learn about life. Don't limit yourself and don't ever stop learning. Because as soon as you start doing that, you're going to start losing. Well, and then they look at me like, Dad, you're crazy. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not crazy. Because when you limit yourself, you tell other people what your limits are.
Right.
And so then they start limiting you. Fuck that. Nobody's 100%. Limiting me. Nobody's limiting me. I mean, I went through my life doing that. Again, what we were going to talk about, this bad boy right here, Diary of a Psychic Loser Magnet.
Heck yeah.
That is actually what that's about. I lived by everybody's limitations for years and years and years and years until I finally had enough.
Right.
I finally had enough. And it was funny. I can't remember if I put it in the book or not. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, because this is hilarious. This is a story. Let's set the mood. This is when Vanessa found her balls. Okay. This is when Vanessa found her balls. It was April 16. It's 2015, I think it was. And I was coming home from work, and I had a live-in boyfriend, and I was putting together band promo, and I was on the phone with the lead singer, and they were setting up my trip to Memphis to start the band promo for them out there. I kind of fell into this. It was awesome. It was my first time, and it was so exciting. Well, I get in, and I'm still talking on the phone, and I see my now ex-boyfriend, and he looks at me, and he is just livid. He is pissed about something. Who the fuck knows what? And the old me would have said, yeah, I need to get off the phone. I need to deal with this. Hold on one second. Betty, don't step on mama's cord, okay? My son, hey, Gray. But anyway, you can come over and say hi anytime you want to, baby. But the 100%. Old me, step over here and come and say hi. The old me would have said, okay, I'm going to hang up the phone and I'm going to deal with him. Get over here, baby. Say hi, everybody. Look at my handsome son right there.
Look at him. I hear he plays a little bit of the guitar.
Oh, a little. Yeah. Yeah. He is amazing.
He's talented. He's talented, guys.
He is. But the new me, I don't know where she came from. The new me said, fuck it. And I stayed on the phone for another 30 minutes and finished my travel plans. And then I went in the bedroom, and he's laying there, and he's got his arm thrown over his forehead, and like Scarlett O'Hara just sprawled out on the bed. And I said, is there a problem? And he looked at me and he goes, I'm just fucking tired of being ignored. And something in me snapped. Keep in mind, I was the one working 80 hours a week. I was the one selling plasma to have beer money. I was the one carrying everything. And I looked at him, and it just came out of nowhere. And I said, well, I don't know what to tell you, but you might want to find another place to be, because it's getting ready to get a fuck ton worse. And that was it. I had balls. I had instantly I looked down, I had a set of cojones. And that's kind of that's why I wrote the book. I want everybody else to find their balls and stop being a victim. And we as psychics, as sensitives, as clairvoyants, we are our own worst enemy. We are amazing for other people. We're amazing for other people. We can tell them whatever they want to know. When it comes to us, we're dumb as a bag of hammers. We don't listen to ourselves.
Yeah, you're right about that. Mm-hmm. I call myself now a growing empath. I don't know what more is coming, but there's more. It's craziness that I've been experiencing. But you're 100% right. You are so good at looking at other people. It's like, you know what, I kind of like, I like the analogy of like, it's like watching a basketball game or a football game. It's like, it's so much easier to referee or, you know, say what play would have been better as you're watching it from the outside. But when you're looking the other way, it's not so easy. Again,
No.
I don't listen to my own advice either.
We don't second guess ourselves when it comes to other people. We second guess ourselves when it comes to us. And
Yeah.
that is our biggest fault. And there's going to be plenty of people. I don't know if there's a chat room in here or not. I don't know if.
Yeah.
Okay. But there's going to be plenty of people like, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. No. Yeah, you do. Don't lie to me.
Actually, since you brought it up,
Uh-huh.
ask
Ask questions.
Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
She says hi. She says there you are. And we got Eddie Pence. He says hi to Missy there. And there's a lot of people here. Leslie Fear.
Oh.
Let's see.
Tell them to ask questions. I don't want to sit here and just
Angie.
ramble.
Yeah. No, please do, everybody. Ask questions. And you'll be put on the spot just like this, like you are now. Brian Baum from Bearded Paranormal. He's checking us out. And man, Brian Mersel. Let me tell you something about Brian Mersel. This guy is awesome. Look at this that he sent me. He sent me this.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Card, right? Is this the little personal message? It's like pictures and stuff.
Very cool.
He's an awesome friend.
Cool.
I'll tell you what, one of the best people I've met in the paranormal field, right there.
Wow.
One of my favorites. Okay, so then let's see. Hold on. I know there's more people. Oh, we have Angie Perpera. She's joined us on Spreaker. I can't bring her comments on the live video, but I will definitely be happy to read them. And here. Joe Hampton.
Hi, Joe. I could sit here and talk for the next hour and a half, or I could answer questions. So ask me something.
We could always talk. There's always something to talk about, right?
Yeah.
That is for sure. So now I do want to talk a little bit more about, first of all, how many books do you have? Because you got 5 books, which is amazing. And I was going to say, they're all bestsellers on Amazon, aren't they?
5 bestsellers in 5 years.
That's a book a year, and they're all bestsellers. That says something about your writing.
Thank you. Well, I mean, I write how I talk. So, yes, now I have the easy job. I write nonfiction. So if it happens, I write it. That's easy. Now, what I am doing now is I'm trying. Hello, Joe, honey. I am trying my hand at fiction, and I'm absolutely terrified. I'm absolutely terrified because I fucking hate dialogue. I don't know. I don't have any idea how to do it. But you know what? I'm going to try because I'm not going to confine myself.
There you go.
And I'm going to try to write a screenplay with it at the same time. I already have the entire book in my head. I have the entire concept. It is unlike anything out there. And I'm stoked. And no, I'm not going to tell you what it is.
You knew what I was going to say. See, she really is psychic, guys. So Angie Papura, she is Angie from New Jersey. So she's now on the YouTube. Okay. That's fine. It makes it easier for me because honestly, I use Spreaker because Spreaker is what gets the replays out there in all the podcast outlets that I have. So I honestly, if any chat gets neglected, it's that one. So, oh my gosh, I was having so much fun right away. You know what I forgot to? Oh, Tim Schoon, he's jumped down real quick. Hey, brother, glad you could jump in and say hi real quick. I know he's got 2 big shows this week, so it's awesome that he was able to come on. All right, Eddie Pence says, has anyone felt extremely emotional these past few days? You know what? Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to also. But this is not something that's new to me. I've been feeling this feeling of impending doom for like the past couple months, and it just gets worse. It does not get better.
Now, okay, I'm going to be weird. I'm going to be different. This is strange. Okay, I started out this year saying this is my year.
Yeah.
This is my year. And then every single thing that has happened worldwide has been like, no, it isn't. But let's talk about that. I could have taken all of those situations and let it drain me. Instead, I tried to turn those opportunities into something that would make it my year. And I did. The Oracle deck.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how hard it is to create 78 individual pieces of art in 2 months? 78.
You did that in 2 months?
2 months.
That's insane.
Less than 2 months. Less than 2 months. 78 individual pieces of art to do that Oracle deck. I got lucky and was on furlough and, got paid a lot of extra money. Got the tickets to Scotland already. It's all in how you fuck yeah. Got a steal too. It's all in how you look at it. When we feel these feelings, these emotional feelings, when we feel like you said, where a feeling of foreboding, don't accept the feeling. Dissect the feeling. What is it? What's causing it? Is it totally yours? Are you pulling that from somebody else? If you're an empath, odds are it's not even your feelings of foreboding that you're feeling.
Right.
So that's part of the journey. When you say you're a growing empath, we all are. Anyone who says they aren't, they need to step down. They need to step down, because if you're not growing, you're not learning, then you've become a hindrance. You become stagnant. So instead of focusing on the negative, figure it out. Figure out the negative. You're supposed to find a positive in every negative. You have to. That's nature. Does that make sense?
Yes. It feels very much like an after-school special, but yes. And the only reason why I say that is because, shit, man, with all this stuff that's going on, it's hard, right? But here you like you said, you're on furlough and you weren't able to work. Whereas most people, they're like, okay, well, I'm not able to work. Most billing companies are not making me pay my bills. I'm going to be able to not pay my rent for a while. I don't have to pay my insurance for a while. I don't have to pay this for a while. And I'm just going to let things kind of float. But then here's you, where you're able to go and turn it around into something. And it's amazing.
And paid every one of my bills on furlough.
That's amazing.
Paid every one of my bills on furlough, because I didn't want to be that person when all of a sudden all that stopped. I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't want to be that person, because then I'm my own worst enemy. I'm screwing myself. Why would I do that? No, Gwen and I started up an amazing business during furlough on Teespring.
Yeah.
It's doing astounding.
Awesome.
So, I mean, we're blessed, but we've busted our butts for it too.
I believe it. Actually, I was going to say, I saw you posted about opening an office even.
Yep. We have an outside of the home office now, and are looking at the possibilities of a storefront in the next 2 years.
That is so incredible.
Yeah.
That I can't. I mean, it's you, so I believe it, but it's still like it's unbelievable. It's so great. I mean, there's so many people out there in the paranormal community that's like, oh man, so you have your own shop, you own your own haunted location, you get to do all this stuff, and like sometimes it's like people who are like retired, it's like, yeah, hey, you know what? I want to do something with my retirement, but it's like you're a single mom, like. And you're kicking ass.
Well, and here's the thing. One of the sentences you said, let's change that. I don't get to do anything. I bust my ass to do everything.
Right.
Same with Gwen. She doesn't get to do anything. She busts her ass. When we were in Ireland, y'all, we killed it. There's my girl right there. That's my girl right there. We killed it. And we didn't get all of the footage we were supposed to get from others that were over there with us. We didn't get to go places that we were told we were going to get to go to for reasons that we're not going to go into. But we made the best of a bad, not even a bad situation, of a situation that wasn't exactly what we thought it was going to be. And we made the best of that and put out the best product we possibly could. Scotland is a different ball game. We've already got boots on the ground, doing research, filming, B-roll, everything.
Nice.
That's already in pre-production.
Angie says it's going to be better by December. I believe that.
Oh, I do too.
So let's talk a little bit about Perfect Trust.
Yeah.
All right. Guys, find them on YouTube. They just recently switched from Amazon to YouTube. Watch their videos. They're so raw and so real, and it's in Ireland. So if you're here in the States and you want to see what it's like, what these haunted locations are, I mean, these places are ancient. Like here we have ancient Native Americans, which is awesome, but it's not ancient. Like, I don't know. It's just like it's a whole nother level, which I hope to experience in person. Go and like see like an ancient castle and like see some of the Celtic ruins. Like
one of the places we went is 4,000 years old, at least. 4,000 years old. It predates Christianity by almost 2,000 years.
Wow.
Yes, and Gwen and I. Let's see here. Okay. I'll answer Leslie here in just a second. Yeah, Gwen and I went 4.5 stories down into the earth.
I saw that.
To do that. We're both claustrophobic. And we did it getting dirty, getting funky, not like a certain TV show that I won't name that actually had to have the entire fucking place lined with plastic. Just saying. So, I mean, we did that. We went down there. We got dirty. I was up to my knees at one point in time in mud, and that was as ancient as you can get. Leslie Fear asked how to keep negativity at bay.
Yes.
It's not, the thing is it's just going to sound so simple, but it's because it is. You have to find out if it's worth worrying about. Is it your negativity, or are you taking on somebody else's? If you're taking on somebody else's and you choose to do that, that's your responsibility. If you choose not to, then it's not yours. Put it away. You can't do anything about it. If it is your negativity, if it's something that you need to work on, then actually do that. Actually work on it. Address the issue. If there's something that is negative in your particular life, address that issue. World negativity, y'all can't do enough. You can't do a fucking thing about it.
Yeah.
You can't.
No,
every now and then.
Shield yourself, sage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all you can do. You know what I've started doing at night is I on my cell phone, I actually do meditation music or ocean sounds at night. And that takes all of that away. Shower meditations, run it all away. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to. There's no hard and fast rule saying you've got to suffer because you're in this field. Fuck that. And there are plenty who throw on the mantle and hop up on the cross and say, well, this is my lot in life. Okay. If that's your choice.
Right. I'll tell you what, you brought up the shower meditation.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, that to me at times has worked better than saging myself.
Yes.
It's so amazing. The water just rinses you and then it goes down the drain. And it's
absolutely. And a lot of people will say, well, meditate in the bath. No, you're soaking in it like soup.
Right.
Okay. Just it, y'all.
Good night, Justin.
It doesn't have to be fancy. Hop in the shower.
Yeah.
Imagine all of that just washing off of you. It really is that simple. I mean, in Rebel Witch, I wrote, that, there wasn't an esoteric store on every street corner 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago. Use what you got. I'm not going to yell at you if you don't use a green candle for a money spell. I'm not going to yell at you if you don't use a black candle for, to get rid of negativity. use what you have and what feels right for you. Nobody else's rules fucking matter. It's that simple. We make it way too complicated. Way too complicated. What you reading?
My Facebook switched language. I have no clue. I'm like, I gotta share this and more. I sorry. I don't even know what language that is. Wow.
I wish I could see it. Can I see it?
It's I don't know. Let's see here. I can actually. I can do a screen share so everybody will see it. So here. Can you see that?
Okay, yeah, I can. Hold it.
And as we talk, it's going to give us the captions in whatever language that is. Here, let's go full screen.
That is bizarre.
I don't even know how that happened.
I have no idea. I'm looking on what? I've got it pulled up this way I can see.
I don't know.
Yeah, Joe said she's not emotional but very tired. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And and even that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just, when you recognize that you can deal with it, that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing, is just recognizing it, seeing if it's yours, and dealing with it. Let's see here. Okay.
Yeah. So you're 100% right, especially now. That was one of the hardest things that I learned as an empath, is to try and understand what feelings are not mine.
Mm-hmm.
There's when I was first opening up, there is a day I'll never ever forget. And I worked in a cubicle, and actually I did collections at the time, and I worked in a cubicle, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I just felt like I lost the closest family member to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sitting there, and I just got worse and worse, and I'm just like, what the hell's going on? And then here's the thing. When I was away at camp, when I was a kid, I got a very similar feeling, and my great-grandmother did pass away. So here's me. I'm like, oh, crap. Here it's happening again years later. I thought that something, I literally left work early, and I just went down my phone list and called every single family member, made sure that they're okay. Mm-hmm. Everybody was fine. And I went through, I was like, holy crap, what the hell's going on? So finally, I called up my friend who was helping me spiritually, and they're like, Shawn, hello, you're an empath. I'm like, oh, it's not mine. So if I didn't have somebody walk me through that, I don't know if I would have been able to kind of figure it out. I don't know. Maybe I would have. But the feelings, the emotions are so real. They can be. I mean, when you feel it that deeply, mm-hmm. it's easy to mix up.
Don't always discount it as being empathy. And I'm going to tell you why. First off, real quick, Leslie Fear put in here, what is the difference between a ghost and a spirit visitation? Okay, real quick, let me address that, and then I'm going to go back to what you were just talking about, just because I don't want to lose her question.
Right there.
I am going to be the exact opposite of what everybody else says, and not a fucking thing. There's no difference. Right. Personally, that is my personal opinion. I do not claim to be the end-all, be-all, have-all of knowledge of spirit. But what I will tell you is that I've been doing this since I was 2. I've been talking to dead people for 46 years. I'll be 49 in March. And in the tens of thousands of dead folk I have spoken with, not one has ever mentioned heaven or hell. And not one has ever said that they can't come and go as they please. Some choose to stay. I don't believe that means that they stay forever. Then again, we also need to remember that time is our concept. It has nothing to do with what's out there. That is a man-made concept. And when you pass on, man-made concepts no longer apply to you. So, in my personal opinion, There is nothing different. There are going to be plenty who argue with that on me. Real quick, I need to go back to what you just said because it's very important for any of the empaths out there. Anyone who has any type of sensitivity. Yes, you're an empath. Yes, I'm an empath. Yes, many of us are. But when you have that feeling, do not discount it. Do exactly what you did first. Don't assume that it's somebody else's feelings right off the bat. Do exactly what you did. Check it out. And I'm going to tell you why. Grayson was about 3 years old. He's 17 now. So 14 years ago, I was asleep on the couch and I woke up screaming, crying. And it made no sense because I had had a dream. I'd had a dream of my mother and my son, and we were in San Francisco of all places, never been there. And my mother, long story short, I saw her open up the refrigerator door. She had on this black outfit with a silver crescent moon around her, or at her neck, like a piece of jewelry. And then she just smiled at me, and I woke up, and for some reason I woke up screaming. I called my mom. I called my mom's house. I called my mom's cell phone. I called my stepdad's cell phone. I finally called my mom's work. And she's like, Vanessa, I'm okay. I said, I saw you in this. Do you have this outfit? Because she lives in Missouri. And she goes, I don't have that outfit, but I did just buy it in brown, and it has a gold crescent moon around the neck. And I told her, I said, please don't ever wear it. And she goes, why? I said, just don't ever wear it. 2 weeks later, my mom goes in to find out she has to have part of her thyroid and her parathyroid removed. You know how they do that? They cut a crescent moon.
Oh my gosh.
Right there. Yep.
Oh.
Don't ever discount it. My mom might not have went to the doctor had I not have told her of that dream. And which means she wouldn't be here today.
Wow.
So that's, I mean, I'm real weird about that. If you feel like you must check with people, check with them.
Yeah.
Don't discount it. And that goes for anybody. Okay. Ask me something because I'll just keep going.
Okay. So now let's go back to Ireland.
Okay.
I want to go to Ireland.
Uh-huh.
What was your favorite place that you went to in Ireland?
Oy. Probably Cave of the Cats. Cave of the Morgan. That was probably one of my favorites. I actually have two favorites. Cave of the Cats, because it was so surreal. This is no joke. We pulled up there and were met by a cat. This is out in the middle of nowhere. We're met by a cat, and that cat quite literally shows us where the entrance is and then just is gone. You know, if Gwen's still in the show, she can confirm that. The feeling of being there, that's known as the Cave of the Morgan. Gwen and I are both practitioners. That we offerings and we put them down there. I have healing clay that is 4,000 years old in a container in my bathroom. That place is so magical, so unbelievably magical. And we were so blessed and so protected the entire time we were there because of that. I have no doubt. No doubt. My next favorite place was Moore Hall. As creepy as fuck as that place is. That's where we had stuff thrown at us. And I don't mean a little pebble flicked at us. You've seen the footage.
Yeah.
I'm amazed. Best piece of paranormal footage I've ever seen. You cannot dispute it. You cannot debunk it. Nobody said boo because Gwen and I didn't run screaming like little bitches. Don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. For the life of me, I do not understand that.
When you get that fight or flight, okay, as an investigator, right? There's a time where you get that fight or flight. You guys went into fight mode, and I think that honestly, probably about 85% of investigators probably would have gone in flight mode.
Why?
That just shows how strong you guys are. Why? Because there's times when you just know that there's something threatening going on, and you can't. That's what I think.
But here's the thing. This is where it gets hinky for me. You have to know that anytime you go out investigating, that's an option.
Yep.
You're asking whatever is out there to prove its existence to you, at least from what I can see most paranormal investigators are doing. We ain't doing that. Our hashtag is documentation without provocation. You show yourself or you don't. We don't give a fuck. We're just there to document.
Right.
We're not there to save the world because we already know it can't be done. Okay? At least not in mine or Gwen's eyes. So we're there to document. That is all. They are not circus monkeys. They need not perform for us. So why, if they do something that we really should fully expect if we truly believe in the paranormal, why would we run? And when you've stared down something like Gwen and I stared down in Virginia, you don't run.
Now, I don't know if we've discussed this on our show, but are you talking about that barn in Virginia?
Yep.
That your guys' story there, and I kind of looked into it and I watched. I don't know if you shared the video with me, but it was when you, I think it was on your other team's YouTube channel
years ago. They've been pulled because they're being remastered, and we have new evidence. They're going back through all the old footage. You wouldn't believe the stuff they're finding that we just didn't catch before.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. It's insane. It's insane. It really is. But yeah, when you come up against something like that and you don't run, there's pretty much nothing that a spirit can throw at me or Gwen that's going to make us say boo. It's not going to happen. And that's the thing is, to me, if you truly believe that the paranormal exists, that spirits or ghosts exist, that there is life after death, and you can get evidence of it. If you truly believe that, then something like that doesn't make you wig out.
That, you know what? It's true. That's true.
That's why I personally think people want to be scared. They don't want to know the truth. They don't want to see the truth. They want to be scared.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
here, real quick.
Yeah.
Jumping back, Joe said that the language at my Facebook page was French. You know what? You're right. It was French. I went back and I fixed it. That's how I was able to figure it out, because I looked for the word Francis. That's how I knew the language option.
That's awesome.
So thank you for that. Because of you, I fixed my Facebook page. I don't know how that changed. Did I get hacked?
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Like change like that. That's weird. And anyways, I want to see if I didn't miss any questions here while I was doing that.
I was trying to follow it on my phone to see.
So, this is, oh man.
Gwen agrees. Cave of the Cats.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
I want to talk more about the Perfect Trust, and I want people to go check out your YouTube channel. I want to talk more about that. Okay. You guys went digging into a hole. You mentioned you shared a post earlier today saying that you had something that a certain other television.
Oh no! I'll let me quote it.
Yep. Okay.
Let me quote it.
Yeah, okay. I didn't want to misquote you.
The memory that I reshared was from today, a year ago, and it says Gwen Clapper and I were entrusted with artifacts or relics, I think it was, that ZB from GAC would give his left nut to get his hands on. Hashtag never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
You're damn right. And you want to see them, don't you?
Hells yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to see his nuts, but I want to see what you got.
I don't want to see his nuts either. So.
And also, Tom McNicholas wants to know, how do you say fuck in French?
I used to know that. I used to speak it fluently.
You know what? Google Translator will help us.
Find out, because that could come in handy.
Right.
Okay. So what you wanted to see, I have my portion of it. Gwen and I split everything. And there's a reason for that, and I'm going to tell you why. But here is the first thing. This is the Last Rites Bible, right here, from 1888. This is from a priest who was sanctioned and trained by the Vatican to perform exorcisms. And he performed those exorcisms in Michigan. He was from Ireland. His diocese was in Michigan. And he, I think his name was Morris Rowe, Father Morris Rowe. But his diocese was in Michigan. When it was time for him to retire, he went back to Ireland. He passed away in 1939. All of the objects I'm going to show you were hidden inside of a wall since 1939.
No shit. Okay.
No shit. Again, more than likely, what we were told, these were used in exorcisms. So that's the Last Rites Bible.
Well, that Bible, definitely, I felt energy coming off of that.
It's yeah, and I'm pagan, and yet we don't lock these up.
Yeah.
We don't lock them up. They're safe in our home. You know. We all know what the headless statues mean. Okay. Yeah.
Can you tell us, for those that don't know?
For the headless statues, it is my understanding, and the way that it was explained to me is that when the heads or the feet or the hands are broken off them, that changes them from being an icon. They're supposed to lose their power of protection. That is my understanding. Okay. By all means, if anybody comes up with anything else, please let me know. And a lot of times these heads, hands, and feet get broken off during exorcisms. Another one.
That's a Benedict.
This one, no, it isn't.
That's not?
No. This one is from Barbados. And it had a little piece of paper shoved in because it's hollow. But the paper was so worn out, you couldn't see what the writing was on it. This should shock you that this is not evaporated. The same bottle of holy water that's been in the wall for almost 100 years.
No kidding.
No kidding. I have not opened it. That is the holy water that priest had. So you can see it. I'm not opening that for love or money. Because I have, my mom has my grandmother's cross that had her rosary and her candle and her holy water in it. And holy water evaporates out of these, believe it or not. You know.
No, I have a jar that I keep. I have a little one that I keep in my car, and it evaporates out of there.
Yes.
I have to refill it, so I can attest.
1939.
Yeah.
At least. It's 2020. So, and these are the most disturbing. Okay. And Gwen and I specifically and on purpose separated these. But we have, I believe they're called Shawn Gilmore coins. Basically, they're death coins. And these are what are placed over the eyes to pay your passage. And this one is from 1863. But this is what's really sad. I want to show you the difference. Let me get one here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. And Gwen has, I think, 6. But I want to show you the difference. Adult, children. Adult one, child one. So we separated them on purpose. This is from 1870. This child one is from 1870. And so
Wow.
these were placed on the eyes of children and of adults to pay their passage. On the
Can I say something here?
Please.
As soon as you started sharing these items, people
I heard
started
it.
complaining about losing video. Angie says she got a buzz when you picked up those those coins. And
Yeah.
I mean,
They're not mad. That's just the energy.
yeah.
They're not mad. Yeah. Okay. I can hear it. Yeah, we're good. They're not mad about it. but it is the energy that's attached to them. And 9 times out of 10, these are sitting in my little wooden box on my coffee table. So, because I don't, even though they have the history that they have, and even though they were used for things that might seem scary to people, I still believe that they should be cherished. I still believe that they should be respected. And I
have to say I'm very, very curious about this holy water.
Did you hear them? Did you hear them?
Oh. Did anybody hear it?
Okay, somebody else had to hear that. Gwen?
I hear an echo.
No, this was not an echo. This was not an echo. Okay, there's no harm in checking on anything. You have vibes on people. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's I can't explain it. I can't explain it.
Here, Glenn said that the items Van and I, Van is Vanessa.
Yeah.
We hope to show in public in the future under close security.
Yes.
We do not believe they should be kept somewhere under lock and key and reported as haunted objects and charging people outlandish amounts of money to see them. Is there energy? Yes. Demons? No. Definitely. I appreciate you clarifying that, because things can have energy and things can have spiritual attachment to them. Mm-hmm. But it does not mean that it's demonic. It does not mean that it's scary. It does not mean that it's all those bad things that other people want you to think that it is. That's one of the reasons why I became a paranormal investigator, is to try and show people in their homes that it's not necessarily always as scary as it lets on to be.
Well, and I mean, let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. I think it would be an insult to the gentleman who owned these, mm-hmm. if we would all of a sudden turn them into a circus act,
right,
and make money off of it. No. And Gwen and I have agreed on that since day one. And I mean, this is going to sound really bad, and people might run screaming from me, but thank you, Holly. Yes.
Holly hears some voices.
One man's demon is another man's angel.
That's the truth.
So
that's the truth. And you're going to get what you put out. If you go into a place expecting angry, demonic interaction, then guess what you're going to get?
Mm-hmm. I mean, me and Gwen have been put in like I said, in Virginia, in a pretty tough fucking spot. And although we did question whether or not we were going to stay in the paranormal field, that was more just because of the shock of it. I can't say we came out unscathed.
Yeah.
But when you face down what we did and you still keep going, that should tell people something. You know, plus we also know there's not one around every corner. So unless that thing is coming at me once a week, which I can guarantee you it ain't, then I'm not worried about it.
I mean, I agree. And, you know, at that point, I mean, you are being experienced in what you do, you'd be able to handle it. But there's people who do experience things like that. And I understand why it's scary. I experienced things like that before I got into the paranormal, before I had the understanding. And it's important that we help educate people.
Yes.
That's what the biggest part of it is. Usually when I go in and I do home investigations, I'm happy to do a cleansing as long as they sign the waiver, because if I actually drop some stuff on their carpet, I don't want to have to pay for their carpet to be replaced. But I mean, I'm happy to do it. But my goal usually is to help them coexist with the spirit that's in their home, if it's there, of course. But that's my mindset. My goal isn't, you're not going to get anything to leave. That's their home. It's their home. Who are you to kick them out?
All you can do is help tamp down the energy. But here's the catch. You're tamping it down for a smidge.
Yep.
It's up to the people that live in the establishment to keep it tamped down by not engaging. That does not mean you have gotten rid of anything.
Yep.
You know, and that just I've heard tell of teams charging people upwards of $10,000 proving they can get rid of something. Don't ever get in my face, because I will knock you the fuck straight out, because that's highway robbery. It's extortion, and it is extortion by the definition of the law, because you are inciting fear in order to obtain funds or property from another individual. And if you're doing it across state lines, it's a federal crime. So yeah, I don't play.
You shouldn't play. Those people make us all look bad.
Yes, they do.
That's some ignorant crap. Not once since I got into the paranormal field have I used it as a way to make money. I'm not a psychic reader, so I don't have readings I'm going to try and make a living off of. That's not me. I'm an investigator who may be gifted in certain ways, but I use that to investigate. I don't use that in any other way. I'm not going to charge you for that. I can't guarantee a damn thing. I can't charge you for anything I can't guarantee. That's the way I look at it. Even on this podcast, there's nothing I make. You want to buy one of my shirts? That's awesome. Please do, because RU Media, they support me. They need your support, so please do. But that's not why I do it. I do it to help people like Vanessa out, and so I get to hang out with people like Vanessa. It's not about the money for me. For me, the paranormal is a whole nother thing. It's a spiritual path, and we all need to educate each other, and we all need to keep an open mind. We all need to work together. Once you start acting like you know better than someone else, ain't nothing nobody can do for you. You're done.
I know, right? I mean, I charge for readings, and I still charge a pittance compared to what most people do. A pittance. And I do them when I want to, and if I think it's necessary. I turn down readings, if that tells you anything. But I have a dental assisting job. I have a job. Gwen and I have a business, you know. And I never, here's the shocker, and people aren't going to believe this. I never wanted to be known for being psychic. That was never my intention. I never wanted to be known for being, hey, Vanessa, the tarot reader. It just worked out that way. I never wanted that. I mean, it just,
wow.
I would rather do what Gwen and I are doing and film and document, you know, because that's where my heart is, you know?
Right. Well, when you're doing a psychic reading, whether if you're using cards or if you're tapping in spirit, however you may do it, there's a lot of different ways. You're offering a service. I mean, there's no guarantee on this service, but you're offering a service that takes up a lot of time, and you know it takes a lot of energy.
It does.
That's why I keep it to a minimum. It's a whole nother level other than going to someone's house and being like, you're infested with demons. I can't tell you how many cases I've had where people have talked to a psychic, and they're like, oh yeah, they told me that there's a psychic here. Someone told me that they had a shapeshifter Wendigo in their property. I'm like, who told you that? I'm like,
you can't let that pass. I got to address that. Because yes, this drives me insane. You cannot prove that
at all.
You can't prove that. That is what makes me absolutely crazy. And that's why, you know, when people say they need a chaos magician to come and help them, motherfucker, you gonna find one? You can't just look up in the yellow pages. If you're so convinced they need this, are you gonna get to step in and maybe help them look? What you gonna do? Back your words. Back your words. When it comes to readings, if I can't give people specific information, they need not pay me. Sorry.
Vanessa,
that's the way I look at it.
You didn't charge me.
I know.
Remember that voodoo doll?
Mm-hmm. Well, but that was different. That is, I do charge for readings, but that was different. That giving you advice on what to do, I'm all about that. Yeah. And if it's a missing persons case, I'm not charging somebody. If it has to do with a murder victim, I'm not charging somebody. I'm not doing that. I'm not about that life. Okay. Yeah. I don't need money that bad. My happy little chubby ass can get up and go to work.
Yep. Gwen says that federal pen peeps, orange jumpsuits, the ones that ride up, no good.
Right there.
That's was it Office Space where they're talking? They said federal pound you in the ass prison. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Uh, then Holly says no residential investigations here. Too many sketchy things can happen. You know
She's
what?
right.
100% on the money with that.
She's
100%.
right. Because not only do you have to worry about the investigators being on the up and up, y'all, you got to worry about the people that own the home being on the up and up. You got to worry about that. I mean, especially, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Let's say that you're a predominantly female team. Yo, you got to worry about. Holy fuck! What just happened? Hold on. Okay. My phone was on silent.
Oh, really? Oh, see, my Facebook page went to French somehow.
Yeah.
Your phone's turning on by itself.
Yeah. The chat is there. I couldn't even see the screen, and all of a sudden I'm talking and my phone is on silent. I made sure of that. Okay, y'all can quit it now. But if you're a predominantly female team, you have any kind of looks about you or whatever, vet whoever it is that's asking for your assistance, please. Make sure that you have a group of people that go with you to check it out. Make sure that you're doing it during the daytime first. Make sure people know where you're going and get every bit of information you can out of that family. Because what if it's a serial killer and you don't know it?
Yep.
What if it's a rapist and you don't know it?
Yep. I'll tell you what. I'm a grown-ass man. My wife has the address of every location that I go to. And she knows where I'm at. And she checks up on me. And
well she should.
And they as people, they want to do a background check on me. Awesome. You know what? I want to do one on you too. So it's fair game. Because I want to know whose house I'm going into. I don't want to be going. Number one, if you're a freaking pedophile, you need to stay over there. That's like the first thing I do.
Yeah.
The first thing I do is as soon as someone gives me their address, I'm going on that pedophile, the predator's map. That's the very first thing I check. Because you don't know. I can't say too much. I had a case that was very close to me, possibly. Like, it was bad. It was bad. People were not right in the head. It was all bad. And that was and honestly, was it my fault that they were that way? No, but it was my fault that I didn't catch it sooner.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does. It makes sense. And you can't help but feel some type of responsibility.
100%.
The thing is, we can't know everything, but we can attempt to. True. I mean, I tell people the same thing when it comes to psychics. Vet them. Ask for references. And then check out those references. I mean, because I don't have enough time to do everybody that comes to me. So you can bet your sweet ass that I'm going to send them to somebody that I know personally who is reputable. Definitely. I'm not just going to say, go find somebody, because I know what's out there.
Yeah. And then as an investigator, another thing you got to be careful of people who think that you're going to be there in entertainment for the night. I can't. That is like my biggest pet peeve. I always tell this story. There was a case that we were supposed to go and do an investigation. There was activity in their home. We experienced it during our we had 2 prior visits, and we had experiences both visits. The place had activity. We were actually looking forward to doing this investigation. As soon as we got there, now we asked them to find a place for their dog and their cat. We got there. Not only was there a house full of people, like they're having a damn party, there is literally 2 more dogs there. And I'm pretty sure I saw another cat. I'm like, what? Are you guys like, what? I don't understand. So obviously you guys don't really need us. We're your entertainment. Give us a call when you're ready and you can find another place for these animals. Because there's literally 2 more dogs here. It's just, you're not entertainment. That's not what we're there for. And so you got to watch out for that. And it sucks. It sucks when you pull up there with your equipment ready, because it takes hours to get your equipment ready the night before. It sucks to turn around and be like, well.
Now I gotta shout out to my girl Gwen though. When you talk about it taking hours to get stuff ready, y'all, United fucked up our luggage. Okay, they broke shit, everything. I have never in my life seen anybody rig up a boom mic to a camera like that woman did. I've never in my life seen it. We didn't have access to the equipment that we thought we were going to have access to, so we had brought the minimal. Half that footage is taken on my cell phone for hidden gems. Tell me you could tell.
Nope.
True story. Hi, David. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. She can rig anything. I've never seen nothing like it. It's got to be her police, EMT, firefighter background.
That's a great thing to have, especially in this field, because shit breaks all the time.
Oh yeah, they broke all of our lights.
Jeez.
So yeah, it was jacked up. So yeah.
You know, I think that people are popping in because they miss you on the rabbit hole.
Yeah,
you got all sorts of people coming in here. This is awesome.
But I mean, and I felt bad. I felt bad for leaving because, you know, it's my people, and I love everybody that comes and watches. But I helped build Haunted Road Media Channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
And and then help build Edge of the Rabbit Hole channel on YouTube. It's time for me to build me.
Yeah.
So me and Gwen, we started this during last year, and then picked everything up during furlough, and we're just taking it and running with it. And it's proven to be really good. And I do highly recommend people going and checking out the videos on YouTube now, because Scotland's not going to be on YouTube. So
you're going to try Amazon again?
Yeah. The only reason we left Amazon was because of COVID was slowing everything down, and people sponsored us to go to Ireland. And so they had a right to see the footage that we got.
Yeah.
Me and Gwen do not have sponsors for this trip. We are footing the entire bill. So this will be on Amazon.
Okay.
And possibly other venues.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
And your guys' stuff, it deserves to be seen that way. So
thank you.
No problem. It shows people what an investigation is really supposed to be. It doesn't show like you guys are great to watch. It's entertaining, but it doesn't have the mumbo jumbo, right?
No,
it doesn't have the I don't know. It doesn't have the acting. It doesn't have the bullshit. It's real and it's raw. And you guys, I don't know. But you're also my friend, so I don't know. Maybe I'm a little biased because it's just so much fun to watch you, and I live vicariously through you going to freaking Ireland and now Scotland. Mm-hmm. 2 bucket list places for me, which it'll be probably if I ever get to go. Let's see. My youngest daughter is 6, so I got at least another probably 15 years before I get to go.
No.
I don't know.
And that was my was that my second or third time to Ireland? I think that was my second time to Ireland. This is my second time to Scotland. Yeah. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's and I've been to England, too, but the as far as I know, and again, I've said this before, I want anyone to correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, me and Gwen are the only female team who has actually went overseas and filmed. The only ones.
Katie Burt says that the last episode made her cry about the babies. Definitely.
Yeah.
That
doesn't have a TV show. That doesn't have a network backing them.
You know where I want to see you guys go?
Where?
It's funny because the language on my Facebook page turned to French.
Oh yeah.
The catacombs.
Yeah. It's on the list.
Oh, let me be a cameraman.
But let me just without going into what we're doing in Scotland. Let me just tell you that this is going to be different than anything anyone has seen. Period.
Real quick, Tim Shun says, Vanessa is a gem. I'm proud to have all of her books.
Mwah!
And she's a Hidden Gem sponsor. And Gwen is a gem too.
We're hidden gems.
Oh, you're coming out is what you
I
are.
know,
You're not
right?
in anymore.
But that's the whole reason why we called the series Hidden Gems. We go to places that y'all don't know about.
Yeah.
No one knew. I mean, no one knew about Moore Hall.
No.
No one knew about Cave of the Cats. You know, I mean, we were actually on, excuse me, on the land where the mother and baby home stood. We were standing on the ground where hundreds, over 800 that we know of, children were put into sewage tanks. 800. Some of them were so small that they went out to sea. I'll take that over somebody screaming demon any fucking day of the week.
Oh, yeah. You tell
Twice on Sunday. Yeah.
You tell the real story and it's you get the real deal. You know,
That's exactly what it is.
You're not gonna get a fabricated, you're not gonna twist the story to fit how you want your show to go.
Well, and I can say it now because the episode was already released. I think it was episode 3, Lessons Learned. We caught gold. We caught absolute fucking gold and didn't even know it was coming. We're out at one of the famine graveyards that we were taken to, one of the few times we had a driver. And we're walking along. I'd kind of read the area. He was confirming everything. And he turns to us and he goes, "Have you ever heard of the Banshee?" And me and Gwen are like, "Yeah." 3 experiences with the Banshee that spanned 50 years. Eyewitness account. Names given. Places given. What the people died from. Everything. Whole story completely impromptu. We had no idea it was coming. Mythological fucking gold. Gold. Are you going to find that anywhere else? I don't think so. I don't think so. I was amazed. You're talking about something that people only read about in books, and we have someone
100%.
who experienced it 3 separate times and gave full descriptions of everything, including the people who died because of her. That's a big deal as far as I'm concerned.
100% it is. 100% it is. People are just going off in the chat about you, about all the books that they have of yours.
Oh,
How awesome you are.
Gwen
is sending out checks.
oh,
I think she's sending one to me too. She said, "I don't know."
oh, y'all are awesome.
Well, this is why I have you on, right? It's so one great conversation. I get to have fun, and 2, it's to help get you out there so people know how wonderful what you do is. We talked a little bit about Diary of a Psychic Loser, Magnet. It's a book about a psychic and their trials and tribulations and the fucked up shit that happens, right?
Yes. Okay. This book explains to you what happens when you use all of your skill set for strangers and not for yourself. It teaches you I'm going to be very honest. It teaches you where you screw up. It teaches you have to own up to your bullshit. You have to take responsibility. But, Shawn, if you haven't seen it yet, I want to tell you what else it's got in it.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, first off, just to make people feel more comfortable, I actually put some of my poetry in it from my darkest phases. But it also has an area in it where you can fill out all of these questions based on what you've read of my book. That's and awesome. how it applies to you.
That's awesome.
So you can actually refer back to it and learn something about yourself. And just to give you an idea, if you don't mind, can I do this real quick? One of the questions is, when you had your first true paranormal or psychic experience, what was your real reaction? How did you deal with it? Are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay, just making sure. Okay.
I'm just giving you. I'm giving full attention to you.
You go, babe. Okay. Question 2. Did you tell anybody about this experience when it happened? If yes, who and why? If not, why? Number 3, looking back, did you notice being treated different due to an increase in your interest or knowledge or abilities? This applies to empaths, sensitives, mediums, and the like. You can also answer if you were just treated different because of an interest in the paranormal. Then number 4, this is where it gets kind of gritty. What was your most traumatic experience, paranormal or otherwise? What, if anything, did you learn from it? Number 5, looking back, can you view that trauma in a different light? Was there any lesson to be learned about yourself or others? Number 6, if you could go back and change anything about your journey, would you and why? Number 7, with the knowledge you've gained, the insight, how do you think you can use that? Not only moving forward for yourself, but also helping others. And this is what I wrote after that. Now I want you to do something that may sound a little silly, but you've humored me this long. So what's one more thing, right? I want you to write a letter to your future self. Write about everything that you have learned from me, your own experiences, others. It doesn't matter. Just be completely honest about where you are, how you're feeling, and what you want out of life and what you wish to change. Write that letter with everything you have in you, then seal it, put a future date on it, then put it in a safe place. Kind of like people do for their children after they give birth. They have family members do something similar for the kids to open on their prospective birthdays. Do this for yourself. Pick a date in the future when you will open that letter and reflect on how far you've come, on how far you still need to go. You can do this as many times as you need to just to keep you on track. Remember, the whole purpose of this is to learn about ourselves and to grow. There is no shame in admitting the less savory aspects of our lives. That was the whole purpose behind the book. There's more to it, but if we're constantly putting this persona out there of perfection, if we are constantly trying to keep up this illusion for the masses, we lose ourselves. Y'all have seen me at my most humiliating moments. Tom McNicholas was at one of my most humiliating moments. But you know what made it more humiliating? The fact that I got a big fucking head and thought life was going to be grand because I believed some douchebag asshole loser and his promises. I did that. I chose to believe. And I almost lost everything because of it. My fault. All mine. And y'all got to watch it play out on Facebook. I got a big head. I got too big for my britches. And I got played. I had my comeuppance. That was my karma for thinking too highly of myself. Ain't nothing like getting knocked down a peg or two to make you see real.
I think that we all kind of need something like that, though. It's like our society. It kind of builds, it brainwashes us into being this persona, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to break that persona and become your actual own person, it takes something like that to happen.
It really does, but it takes it more than once.
Yeah.
If you read the book, you see how many times I've literally been beaten down. You haven't read it yet, Shawn. It's probably going to upset you. You're a friend of mine. There are some things in here that are probably going to upset you. But I was honest about it. I wasn't gratuitous.
No.
There's no need for that. There are triggers in this book. Any victims of violence, there are triggers. And I should have put that down. I should have. So just be aware. But I'm not gratuitous in the descriptions. There's no need to be. But I had to share that. I had to share so that people can see that you can get knocked down. You can have the absolute shit beat out of you. You can be made to feel this tiny and still find some semblance of courage deep within yourself to try again. I have absolutely reformed my life at least 4 times. I've went to nothing at least 4 times and started from scratch. And I'm 48. So you can do it. Don't sit at home and go, poor, pitiful me. Don't fucking do that. You will get nowhere if you do that.
I'll tell you what, I've been there. I now own a beautiful house, have a beautiful family. Here I am.
Yeah.
So we don't have to get into what happened before that. All that matters is now. So
exactly right. Exactly right. I shared because it was pertinent to the story.
Yeah.
But and anyone who's read the book, they know.
Well, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Please do.
I'm gonna have to.
And it's not long. I didn't want to browbeat everybody.
Now, with that, you have that book, right?
Yeah.
Before that book was this book, Rebel.
Uh-huh.
Rebel
I
Witch.
love that book.
This is another lesson for us all. You wanted to stir the pot with this book.
I did. I wanted to stir the pot, lick the spoon, and ask for seconds. I really did. But there was a reason for it, and I won't quote because I can't remember it, but I'll cite a particular instance in that book. I was contacted by a dear friend who was contacted by somebody else who was getting scammed. Y'all, they were getting scammed. Fuck me. And he's like, Vanessa, would you please talk to this person? Please talk to this person. And basically, the person who was getting scammed was told by the scammer that they could fix all of their problems because, of course, they were cursed if they paid them $200 and they would purchase and burn these candles in their name that, are you ready for it? Are you ready? Grew on the side of the mountain in Jerusalem. Okay. Candles, they melt. They don't grow. Okay? Never have candles grown on the side of a mountain.
Well, candles are made of wax, right?
Uh-huh.
Some kind of wax. Usually it's beeswax if it's natural.
Well, there's paraffin, there's beeswax, there's tallow, which is animal fat.
Mm-hmm.
None of which grows on the side of a mountain. None of which. So I addressed things like that. Thank you, baby. I addressed things like that in the book because people need to know that there are scammers out there.
Isn't it billy goats? They hop on the rocks at the side of the mountains.
Yeah, but unless you're lighting a billy goat on fire, I don't want to hear it.
That's the exact kind of response I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. But in Rebel Witch, I tried to teach people it's okay to do things your own way. Thank you, Nick. It's okay to do things your own way. It's okay.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you. To be the authentic you. You don't have to have different colored candles. You don't have to have different stones. So many people come to me and they're like, Vanessa, everybody tells me that I got to have an obsidian because that's the only thing that's going to get rid of negativity. But I don't like the way it feels. Honey, you do you. Mm. If you don't like the way it feels, if you don't like the energy coming off of it, pick one that does.
Yep.
Pick one that you do. Who am I to tell somebody, you can't use that even though it makes you feel good? No. Right. But there are plenty of people who do.
Well, it's like I told somebody how I like to sage a home. Mm-hmm. And they didn't like the way I do it.
Okay.
Me, I close every single door. I close every single window. and I sage the crap out of the house. And then at the end, I go to the front door. Usually I try to do the front door. And I show that negative. I'm like, this is your way out. This is how you need to leave. And I would take it to the front door, basically showing it out. Just like you would anything else you don't want in your home, you show it the door, right? Mm-hmm. I literally show it the door. And then I'll go to the back door. And then I'll open the windows after that. And I do that. And then I'll go around, and if I want to use Florida water, holy water, whatever oil, I'll do it after that. But they're like, Shawn, if you do it with all the windows closed and everything, you're just building up all that energy. And I'm like, no, I'm making it as uncomfortable as I can for what we do want to leave. So when I show at the door, it gets the fuck out. It works for me. It works for me.
If it works for you.
That's what I feel works for me. And it has worked for me, and it's worked for a number of clients. And you know what? Does it work 100% of the time? No, but guess what? Nothing does. So I don't know if it's really the wrong thing.
If it works for you, it isn't the wrong thing. It isn't how I would do it, but I'm going to do it different than somebody else is going to do it.
Right.
You know, so if it works for you, you go with what works for you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right.
It's kind of like when I was told when someone was trying to teach me how to shield, because I'm just a fucking magnet. Okay. And so I had to learn how to shield because fuck. Right. And they're like, well, Vanessa, I brick myself in. That's the best way to do it. And they tried to teach me to visualize bricking myself in from feet to the top of my head, only leaving my face exposed, you know, because I get jumped from behind a lot. I'm so claustrophobic. I could not even visualize that. So I actually had to use their same concept, but I used a spider web, and I'm terrified of spiders. Mm-hmm. But the web worked for me because I can see through it, yet I'm protected. And I do the exact same thing. Is I would start at my feet and work all the way up, covering my entire body with the exception of my face, which leaves my back completely covered so I'm not exposed. That works for me. It might not work for somebody else.
I like that spider idea.
Yeah, but like for me, I mean, everyone's like, well, if you're going to do spell work, you got to have this. You got to, because y'all, I'm a practicer. I'm a card carrying, candle burning, tree hugging, animal speaking witch. That's what I do. Okay, that's how me and Gwen roll. And I mean, I'm goddess loving, God loving, the whole kit and caboodle. But they're like, well, you need this, you know, to practice witchcraft. You need, bitch, I need a stick in the forest. That is all I need. I can cast whatever I want, picking up a twig off the ground and writing it in the dirt as easy as if I had an entire cabinet full of stuff.
It's intention, right?
It's intent.
Yeah.
It's intent, it's purpose, and it's not just intent of the energy you're putting into it. It's the cosmos's interpretation of your intentions.
I've always said intentions are key.
Yep. And if you're not willing to deal with the karmic, you know, the karmic response to whatever your intentions are, then don't do it. That's one of the reasons and I don't mean this. Oh, I really hope I don't offend somebody here. I really do. But I got to say it because we're on a pretty good platform here. I get the whole light worker thing. I do. However, nature doesn't work that way. So I understand that people want to be solely light workers. It doesn't work that way. You have got to recognize all aspects of yourself in order for it to be balanced. I am the nicest person you will ever meet until I'm not. And I have to acknowledge that. I have to acknowledge that negativity inside of myself, or else it's going to sneak in. Oh, bye, Joe, honey.
Bye, Joe.
Or else it's going to sneak in when I least expect it, and I'm going to suffer the repercussions for it. Be honest.
That's the truth. Now, real quick, we're running out of time here. As we don't want to go too much further than we are at already.
Yeah.
But real quick, I like this comment. And I know you're going to have something to say, too. I had this lady that taught a class, and someone asked, where do those go that commit suicide? Her answer was that they go to rehab.
You know what? Okay, maybe hers do.
Right?
That's one of the things that kind of upsets me when you get religion involved in it is people is I've actually had people tell other people, well, you're such and such because they did this, that they're going to go to hell. No, they're not. No, they're not. Sorry. No, they're not. And that I will stand firm on. The church in many ways makes people want to believe that, but the church also says that if a baby isn't baptized, then it can't go into heaven. Baby didn't do a fucking thing wrong, so don't tell me that.
They also control with fear.
Yes.
So let's, yeah, I take everything, all of that with a grain of salt. Me personally, and I'm a spiritual Catholic. I will take the Bible and I will tell you also read Aesop's Fables.
Well, I have sat down and been in full theological discussion with many, many, many different priests. And when I pose certain questions to them like that, and they don't have an answer, that right there was enough to tell me I don't need one.
Right.
Sorry. And I'm not downing anybody. I was born baptized and partially raised a Catholic. Now I'm a card-toting witch, so that ought to tell you something.
There you go. That's how McNicholas says, "One ever crossed Vanessa in the woods when she has her claws out."
True fucking story.
No. Hell no. She got her claws out. I'm turning around. I'm walking the other way. Oh, shit. I'll come back later.
I only go that route if there is absolutely no other choice. And if I go that route, that means I have weighed out the consequences and I have chosen to accept them.
Right.
That should be enough to scare you.
I mean, just the fact that making the choice, right, to make that even trade. Yeah. I'm right there with you. So with that, real quick, I linked your Amazon page.
Yay!
In the comments on both Facebook and YouTube. Guys, you can do a search for Vanessa Hogle on Amazon. You will find all of her books that way.
Actually, make it really easy on them, honey. This is so much easier. VanessaHogle.com. Sure. That takes you to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Perfect Trust Productions. I think BPI is even on there because I'm an honorary member of BPI now because of Gwen. Hey, takes you to everything. YouTube, the whole kit and caboodle. VanessaHogle.com takes you to our Teespring. Everything.
Awesome.
Oh, and
it's in the ticker too.
Yeah, anyone who purchases a T-shirt from Teespring between now and September 30th, for every T-shirt they purchase, their name goes into a drawing for a free T-shirt of their choosing on October 1st. It doesn't matter what T-shirt it is. It won't be like you can only choose from these 5. And we've got some badass ones. So, not tooting our own horn, but I am.
I mean, 2. I mean, that's what you're on. Okay, well, awesome. No, I'm gonna go check out your Teespring. I was checking it all out as I was setting up everything. It's just so hard to keep up with everything. But guys, go get her books. I'm telling you right now, she is an amazing writer. She really is. The only book that I have right now that she's in. Actually, I might have a few. This one, which I'm also in.
Yeah.
Again, I'm in this book. It's a great story. Tom McNicholas is in this. Tim Shun's story in this. There's a lot of great paranormal investigators in this. John Ward, Donna Gordon. Oh my goodness, so many people. But this shows how good a writer Vanessa is. And she's also, I believe, in this one.
Well, I've got 5 books of my own.
But those are the ones your book I have of yours is upstairs. I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. If I'm picking up a book, it means either I was in it or I really, really, really want to support my friend because I'm not a big reader. I'm keeping it real. I'm not a big reader. I want to hear. I'm visual. Like if I read, reading got ruined for me. I grew up. A while back, learning with the ADD, and teachers didn't give a shit about me and ruined reading. So I'm not a big fan of reading, not to give excuses or anything for myself, but I do pick up her books. I have another one of her books, which is really good. I'm really glad I got it. It was Walking with Ghosts.
That's one of my favorites.
It's so good.
That
So
took the Hollywood out of the paranormal,
Oh.
and the stuff that happened in that book, it is 100% true. It had everything has witnesses. It's not pretty.
Oh, it's so good, guys. You guys gotta go to her Amazon, go to her website, go to VanessaHogle.com. You guys, I mean, her books are she's such a good reader. I mean, she's so much fun to hang out with, and she's fun to watch. I mean, honestly, I would watch her and Mike. That's what got me into podcasting, was her and Mike. I actually, here, I'm trying to multitask. I suck at it. This is the Walking with Ghosts title page here. Check out these books, guys. I'm telling you, not just because she's my friend, it's because it's good, entertaining stuff. Also, go to the Perfect Trust YouTube channel. Watch their videos.
Please subscribe.
Yes, hit the bell. Get the noties, right?
Oh yeah, yes, please
do it. I'm telling you, guys will not be disappointed. And they're going to Scotland. Live vicariously through them. Oh my God!
Yeah, we leave. I leave April 9th to fly to Virginia, and then we leave out for Scotland April 11th. The tickets are already bought, so I mean it's a done deal.
It's happening.
Yeah,
whether you want it to or not, it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be here before you know it.
I know, 240 something days, and I started counting at 290.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're stoked. We are stoked, and like I said, already got boots on the ground. Already filming B-roll. Already doing interviews. Already doing research. Pre-production is in full effect.
Already. Gwen,
yes.
Explore with us. Do
Absolutely.
it. It's so much fun to explore with. I'm telling you guys, like I've been in YouTube videos. I've been in more than just Ectovisions. I've been on TV shows and stuff. Guys, I'm telling you, their stuff is the real deal. It's awesome. Go check it out.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. With that, Vanessa, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you're busy. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for spending an hour and a half of your life with me. It really means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And anytime, just holler at me.
Definitely. And guys, and you're welcome back anytime. Gwen, I need to have you on too. All right. We need to have a show just on Perfect Trust. And I will show clips and it'll be fun. So,
oh yes, get Gwen on to do that because she is the video master. She is just, and I'll be in chat. I'll be in chat.
Okay, let's do it. So, Gwen, let's have you on. Let's make this happen. I'll message you and pick a date. So, Vanessa, thank you again. Thank you for helping everybody over the hump day that is Wednesday. Many people are watching and they are not able to leave their homes. So we give them a little bit of entertainment, hopefully a little bit of medicine to help them get past this time. So
spreading the love.
Yes.
Well, it was a pleasure, y'all. Mwah.
Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you all next week. Have another awesome guest next week. So don't forget to tune in. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this up real quick. I'm sorry.
I'm going to hop out of here, babe.
Go
okay?
Ahead. Go ahead. I'll just do some house cleaning.
Okay. Bye.
Good night, Vanessa. Thank you so much again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay. So next week, which is Wednesday the 12th, we have Valerie coming on. She sells crystals. Oh my God. My face is taking up the whole screen and it is scary as shit. Can I want to make it smaller? No, nothing's making it smaller. There's nothing I can do to help save you all. So I'm just going to go ahead and next week, my friend Valerie, she is starting a new venture selling crystals and other metaphysical items. So we're going to be talking about that. And who knows what else will come up. Just as always, on Into the Abyss. Everyone, thank you so much for coming on. if you guys have anything that you want to promote or anything, please let me know. I have not started scheduling for next month yet. Usually by this time I'm booked, but certain circumstances have kept me from doing so. So let me know if you have anything that you want to promote. So with that, everybody, have a good night and have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and everybody, please, let's love each other. Let's spread the love. Let's stop this ignorant bullshit. It's time for this shit to end. It's time for us to help each other heal and stop fighting each other. All right. Good night, everybody.